Yes, you can. Just drink gasoline and light a cigarette. You will instantly transform into Ultra Instinct. If you haven't heard of it before, Ultra Instinct is a form Kakarot uses to fight without thinking. So to draw with Ultra Instinct means drawing without thinking. If you've ever been stuck because of perfectionism, or worse, if your drawings keep coming out stiff and without personality, this should remove your inhibitions, so perfectionism won't be a problem. And your repressed feelings and therefore your personality will slip onto the page. You should already have a good foundation as an artist, otherwise Ultra Instinct will make you draw this. Like and subscribe. Due to the topic of this video, this drawing is not in time lapse. When an artist draws, they are doing two things. They are imagining something that doesn't exist and they are capturing it onto a piece of paper. It's hard enough to imagine something that doesn't exist. So of course, in order to feel like that hard work is paying off, we want to capture it as accurately as possible, and that doubles our already hard task. This is why we suffer from perfectionism. But do we really need the image we capture to be 6000% accurate for it to be an image we are proud of? Of course not. Sometimes inaccuracy can make the drawing even better than how we imagined it. So we can either reduce the work of imagining every detail or the work of capturing every detail. Ultra Instinct is about reducing the work of imagining. Since the goal is to not think or think as little as possible, you need to set up everything to allow you to draw without thinking. Your environment and your canvas needs to inspire stupefaction. First, your environment. Minimalize all distractions. Not remove, minimalize. What you want to do is have a single passive distraction. I like having cartoons I've watched or anime in English dub. Something I can pay attention to but I don't have to pay attention to. You could play music too. Actually, music is more effective because it disappears and then you just find yourself in the zone. As for your canvas, have your guidelines and figures drawn in preparation. You just want to sit down and draw the actual image. You just want to translate your imagination into a drawing. That's what this session is about. So have a different session beforehand where you plan out the canvas, everything that you are going to draw. And then the last thing you need to set up is your mindset. You suffer from perfectionism because your projects put too much pressure on you. So if you want to use Ultra Instinct, do it on projects you aren't too invested in. With practice, you will eventually reach my level. I use Ultra Instinct in my actual manga, but only in certain places like fight scenes. I keep this nonsense away from facial features since I'm not very confident there. Once you're not invested in the piece, you need to keep your mind away from the details of the drawing and keep it on the bigger picture. Kakarot isn't thinking about every punch and how he dodges, he's thinking about winning the fight. But unlike Kakarot, you're not invested in the fight. So if your mind gets distracted, allow it. As long as your hand is still drawing. That's why you're playing Death Note for the 69th time. And your last line of defense to keep your inhibitions away is reference. Have a reference in place so you can defer to it if you feel the stuck demon creeping up on you. Now that your mindset and your canvas are in the right state, it's time to go Ultra Instinct. The most important thing to keep in your mind is action. Make sure you are always drawing instead of pausing to think about drawing. This is why your guidelines are there, so you know what to do next. And this is why you need a good foundation of drawing skills, so your muscles also know what to do next. Sweat the details later. So when you get to something your foundation is still weak on, save it for later. Save the eyes and the hands for later. Remove any fear or inhibitions in your mind. If something feels off and you feel like erasing, erase. If you seem to be moving away from your guidelines, move away. Your art style is hidden somewhere in this rambunctiousness. Your guides are there to help you, but you are not invested in them. This is Ultra Instinct. No, this is Jeet control. But brute force can only take you so far. If I'm right to assume that you are human, then you will at some point get stuck. Your pencil will stop moving because your guides and your muscles and your setups are doing nothing to help you draw what comes next. And that's why you have a reference. This method works beautifully on its own, but adding reference is like multiplying that beauty by Nico Robin. Drawing with a reference while not caring if it comes out like that reference is how you mix your muscle memory with something new you want to learn. You're not just teaching your mind with this method, you are teaching your body, your instincts. The essence of Ultra Instinct is to make preparation so that the drawing process is as smooth as possible. If your mind is not occupied with thinking about what to draw, then there is now space to think about how to draw. So this technique is very useful for drills and lessons that improve your drawing skills. So if you combine the smooth drawing process of Ultra Instinct with the effective learning process in this video, you will be a mangaka by next Tuesday, bruh.